Hello and welcome to this video. This is the first video in the series of how to use the student portal. So in this particular video, I'm going to take you through how to log into your account, your portal account as a student, what details you need to log in, and when you log in, what are you expecting to see, and how to navigate around your student portal dashboard. Okay. So first of all, your school must have already provided you the link to the school portal, to your particular school portal. The one I'm using here is a demo portal, so this will not be your own portal. Your own portal link will be provided to you by your school. Okay, so this is a login page. On the login page, you first of all may need to select what you want to, who you want to log in as. So I'll select that I want to log in as a student. But then this doesn't really matter. Even if you leave it at this login as, the system is intelligent enough to know your account, detect which account you're trying to log into, if your details are correct, and then it's going to take you to the right dashboard where you're supposed to be. Okay. So in this case, I'm just going to select that I want to log in as a student. Then in the email or registration number, I'm going to provide my registration number as a student. So your school may have provided you either an email or your registration number. Either of them is what should go into this first input box. So in this case, I'm using a registration number and not an email. So assuming I have my email as a student, I can also use that. And when I use that, I will still get to log in the same way. Okay. So here I'm going to put my password. I already inputted my password. If I like, I can tick this keep me logged on. Then I'll then click on sign in. You can see we've successfully signed in. If you are signing in for the very first time, you may get to a particular screen, an initial screen where it tells you to create a PIN. A PIN is usually a 4-digit number that you can create. And then whenever you're on the portal, you're logged onto the portal and you stay inactive for a while, then your portal is going to automatically lock itself. And then you're going to provide that 4-digit PIN in order to regain access back to your portal dashboard. Okay, so where we are currently is the student portal dashboard. And on this screen, you're going to see on the left-hand side here is your menu. On the right-hand side here, you have your main dashboard here. And then very importantly, at the top here, we have a top bar here, which comprises of your name and your account type at the left. And then this menu toggler button and so many other things which I'm going to explain. Okay, now I'll start from the top left. At the top left here, you're going to see your image if you already have a photo already uploaded. If not, you're going to see this student's icon because this account doesn't have any image uploaded already or attached already. So you can see the name. This is the name of the student account I'm logged on to. And when I click on this name, or the image is going to show me a drop down. If I click on this first item here, which says my profile, is going to lead me to my profile page, which is where I'm going to see the details, my details as already captured by the school and enrolled. Okay. If I click on this refresh privileges, is going to refresh the privileges or my access privileges. So what this does is sometimes when the admin sets some things, and then goes ahead to update some privileges, and I am already logged on, instead of signing out and signing back in to be able to perform such operations which they just granted me privilege to do, I can simply come here and then click on refresh privileges, and then my account will then pick up all those new privileges or the updates in the privileges that the admin just did. Okay, then the next button here is a download app. So if I do not have the desktop or the mobile app already downloaded, I can click on this and then you can see it brings this. So I can simply click on this install app and then I'm going to install it as an app on my device. The next one is lock screen. So when I click on this lock screen, it's going to lock my dashboard and then take me to the lock screen page. So this is usually important if you want to take a break, or you want to move a little bit away from where your device is and there are other people. So you may want to lock your screen so they don't get to play around with your account. So when you return, you're then going to input your 4-digit PIN and then regain access back into your student dashboard. And then finally, we have the sign out button here. The sign out button, once you click on it, is going to ask you to confirm that you want to log out. And then if you go ahead and say yes, sign me out, then you're going to log out completely from your account. So in this case, I don't want to log out, so I'm just going to click that not yet. Then moving towards the right, we have this button here, which is the menu toggler button. When I click on this, it's going to hide the menu bar. And when I click on it again, it's going to bring it up. So that's what this does. Here, you're going to see the name of your school and then some other icons, which I'm not sure they are very useful for us here. When you click on this icon, it takes you to the homepage or the website homepage of your school. Then let's go over to the right here. To the right here, you're going to see a notification icon. If you have any messages from any part of the portal, like your DM, if someone sent you a message directly via DM, you're going to see an icon here, a label telling you the number of unread messages you have. Going down, you can see your direct messages. You can see messages coming from the virtual classroom. If you have messages from the virtual classroom, you're going to see snippets of them here. And when you click on any of them, it's then going to take you to that particular virtual classroom. Of course, we have the space for communication book, which is mostly a tool used between teachers and parents to discuss over the app. We also have other notifications here. So this is basically a notification center. Then moving to the right, we have the help support icon. When you click on here, you can reach out to the school support team by clicking on get support, or you can also click on this send the school a message. Then towards the right is a search icon. I'm going to explain what that is used for later on. Okay. Then that is about the top bar of your dashboard. Then coming to the left bar of your dashboard, the left hand side, we have the sidebar or the main menu bar here. Here you're going to see different items on the menu bar. So I'm going to start from the top here to explain. At the top here, we have a quick search bar. Now, remember I said I was going to explain something from that top bar. So this search icon at the top right, and then this other search bar here, they do exactly the same work. So when you're trying to find a particular menu or where to go do something on your portal account, and you're not sure exactly which of these menus to go to, so you can actually quickly search from here. Okay, so I just typed this, so you can see student attendance report, so things relating to what I typed. So that's what it's bringing up. So with this, I can easily find what I'm looking for and then click on it and then go straight to that. Okay, so that's what this is. Quick search bar at the top is useful. Then coming down through the menu, we have the dashboard. Whenever we click on this dashboard, it brings us back to this particular screen where we are, which is our home page inside of our portal account, also known as our dashboard. Then moving down, we have the shop. Assuming your school, or if your school already has things set up in the shop, maybe they're selling ebooks or selling school uniforms if you're a physical school. Whatever they have set up in the shop, the school shop, online shop can actually be accessed from here. Multi-location, I'm not sure that's very important, but if your school has multiple annexes or multiple centers across different places and they are all linked up, then you can access the other centers or other locations of the school using the multi-location. The academics, inside this academics, we are going to see the virtual classroom, the timetable, and then the class subject. I think one of the most important things here is a virtual classroom, which is going to take you to the e-classroom. Then we have the student activity groups, the exams, the result performance, and so many other things down here. So because of time, I'm not sure we'll have all the time to go through each and every one of them, one after the other at this point. So, but then we have other upcoming videos in this series that are going to take these things, these features or these tools one after the other. So by then we are going to then explore each and every one of these menu items that are here on the sidebar here. However, one more thing to note is that most of these menu items here you see on the sidebar here have like a quick link or a quick access link somewhere on the dashboard itself. So most of the things you might be doing, in most cases, you might not even need to go to this menu bar. You just find the right icon on the dashboard here and you click on it and it takes you to the place you're trying to go to. Then quickly, let's explain what happens on the body of the dashboard here, which is the main dashboard. The first thing you would see on the body of your dashboard is the timetable. At the top of the timetable, if your school already enabled multi-time zone timetable, you're going to see the time zone, or you're going to be able to select the time zone you want to view the timetable in. So currently I'm working from Lagos in Africa, so you can see my time zone is Africa/Lagos. If I'm in a different city or in a different country and I want to like set the timetable to follow my local time, I can go select any other country or any other time zone, and then I'll go with that. So in this case, I'm going to return it to Africa/Lagos. Then this is where you see the timetable. The first thing you're going to see is the timetable for the current day. Unfortunately, on this portal, Tuesday doesn't have any activity for us, so I'm sorry about that. Normally, I'm supposed to see all the activities, both teaching activities and non-teaching activities that we have for Tuesday. So that's what I'm supposed to see lined up here. Okay, now away from seeing just the current day, you can actually see the rest of the activities scheduled for the entire weekdays. So to see that, I'm going to click on this see all weekdays, and then you can see on this particular school portal is a demo school portal, so we already have some activities scheduled for Monday. Every other days here are actually empty. Pardon me again for that. So, but then I hope you get, like, this is how you access your timetable, your schedule of activities, weekly schedule of activities. Okay, so in case you logged on and your main timetable does not look like this, there are actually two buttons here that you can use to toggle the way your timetable looks. Okay, so by default you may get what we call the timeline view of your timetable. The timeline view of the timetable positions your timetable to be arranged horizontally. So you have the weekday at the left and then the activities of that weekday all lined up to the right. However, the weekly view or the grid view allows the weekdays to be arranged at the top and then the activities aligned vertically for each weekday. So I'm going to do that so you see. If I click on this timeline, you see it switches to the horizontal version, and then if I click on this week grid, is then going to switch back to this vertical version. So whichever version you prefer, you can switch it and then continue with what you're doing. Then coming down the dashboard, we're going to see our classwork or assignments that have been given inside of the e-classroom or the virtual classroom. They are automatically brought here to your dashboard so that you don't get to skip them or you don't get to forget about them. So if I want to get into any of the assignments, I could easily click this blue button here, either go to classwork or work or submit. So later on, we're going to see the different kinds of assignments or classworks and how to work on each and every one of them. If you want to go to the list of all your assignments or all your classwork, all your exercises, you can click on this more button here. To the right of the classworks and assignments, you have your pending payments. If you have any payments yet to be made, bills that have been generated or assigned to you and is yet to be paid up, you're going to see the bills to the right here. Then working down, we can see the cards or the quick links to different activities in your portal. Here we have the e-class. When you click on this, e-class is going to take you to the virtual classroom. Assignment, when you click on assignment, is going to take you to the virtual classroom also, but then to a particular location in the virtual classroom that's going to consolidate all the assignments you have from across different subjects. It's going to bring all of them out and keep them in one screen for you. And of course, we have the fees. My fees, when you click on this, is going to take you to the list of your fees, both the paid ones and then the unpaid ones, or even the partly paid ones, the list of all your fees or bills. Then we have the result icon. When you click on this, it's going to take you to the result checker page where you can see your academic report if your school has published any. Okay, here we have the communication. It's going to take you to a messaging interface where you can actually send messages to your teacher if the school actually allows that. And then we have the exam icon. The exam icon is going to take you to the list of your upcoming exams. If your school has scheduled some exams for you, maybe coming up today, tomorrow, or even next week, when you click on this exam, you're going to see the list of the exams. Okay, so we are in another video, we are going to take a look at those properly. Subject is very simple. It's going to take you to the list of your subjects. Then my hostel, my transport may not be so important at all times. But then if you're in a school where it's a boarding school, or in a school where you have school transport, school buses, and you've been assigned to a particular school bus or a route, or for hostel, you've been assigned to a particular room or bed space in the hostel. So this is where you'll see where you're assigned to. And finally, we have here the My Profile, which also leads you to your profile page, and then student activity groups. So these student activity groups leads you to mostly the list of non or co-curricular activities or extracurricular activity groups you belong to. Things like clubs, teams, houses, like chess club, debate club, leadership club. So if your school manages all of these clubs online on the portal, you will be able to see the clubs or the groups you've been assigned to. And then to the right of these cards, you can see the e-class. So from here, you can see all the subjects of your class or all the subjects that you've been assigned to. You can see all of them here, listed here. So if you click on any of these subjects, it's going to take you to the virtual classroom space that is meant particularly for that subject. Okay, then we're going to see more about this later. Then finally here we are going to see news and updates. If your school has posted any information, any news they want you to see, you're going to see all of them here. Okay, then to the lower right corner of the page here, you can see the e-class. When I click on this, it's still going to give me the same interface we earlier saw, which is a list of all the subjects you are assigned to. So from here, you can also click and it will take you to the virtual classroom space that is meant particularly for the subject you clicked on. So I'm going to close this for now. Then towards the right here, you may see the support icon. You may also see this accessibility icon. So this accessibility icon is very important. If the portal appears, maybe the content appear too tiny, and then I'm finding it hard to read the content, I can use this accessibility option to actually increase the size of items I'm seeing on the screen. For instance, I just clicked on it and then you can see text size. So it's at 100% currently. I can use this plus icon to increase the text size, or I can jump to any particular percentage that is supported here. So you can see the percentages from 100% up to 175%. So I may decide to switch to maybe 140%, and then it increases the size of the text on my screen. And then for me, I think 100% is okay for me, so I'm going to switch it right back to 100%. All right, and that is it about your student dashboard. Okay, in the next video, we are then going to take a look at other things, how to utilize other functionalities in your student dashboard. So thank you very much for following me up to this moment on this video. I'll see you on the next one.